Hi guys, this is Monsieur. Welcome to my LT Stuff. And today I'd like to talk to you a little bit about teaching vocabulary, part one. And this is going to be part one because we're going to have other parts coming out soon. Okay. First off, I'd like you to imagine that you're going to go on a trip, and this is an international trip. And we have here like three items, right? We have a dictionary, you have a phrase book, and an English grammar. So you're going on this trip into another country and you don't speak the language. What would you rather take with you? The dictionary, the phrase book, or the grammar book? You don't speak the language, remember that. Okay, so I'd like you to pause this video for like 30 seconds, let's say, and pick one and try to think of reasons why you would take this with you. Okay, 30 seconds. I'd have chosen the phrase book, right? And why? Why have you chosen this one specifically? Well, it demonstrates that people instinctively value vocabulary linked by topic, right? And also chunks. And why is that? Because chunks of language go beyond single words and they have an immediate communicative value, right? And we also know that these phrase books in this day and age, they're divided into different topics, right? As you can see in this one on the cover, you have like everyday phrases, food, numbers, time, shopping, and some other topics. So if you're going to a restaurant, for example, and you need to order food, you're probably going to go to food. A dictionary, for example, would be maybe not completely useless, but it would be certainly time consuming for you to find specific words and construct some phrases in order to get services done, for example. So again, it's telling us that we instinctively value vocabulary because of its immediate communicative value, right? Which brings us to this quote by Winks when he says that the fact is that while without grammar very little can be conveyed, without vocabulary nothing can be conveyed. So where do you stand on that? Do you agree with him? I particularly agree with him. I strongly agree with him, as a matter of fact, because mainly because I think there is a lot. I think we focus too much sometimes on teaching grammatical structures. Like in my teaching context in Brazil, for example, students, they tend to feel like they're making progress when they learn a new grammatical structure, when they're able to use it, for example. And it's due to our cultural background here at school. We learn a lot about grammar and everything. So there is very little focus on vocabulary, for example. But we know that when they go out there and they need to communicate and they need to talk to people, for example, maybe this grammatical knowledge will be probably useless, right? Because at the end of the day, we want them to communicate, we want them to engage in conversations with people, right? Well, speaking of vocabulary, I have these three words which have been taken from a dictionary, right? And I want you to look at them for like 30 seconds again and think of what information is being given about each of these words, okay? So pause the video for 30 seconds and then think of what kind of information is being given about these words. Well, as we can see here, we have first of all, the phonemic transcription of the word together with the stress pattern, right? It is telling us that the first syllable is stressed here. It is also telling us that the part of speech, right? So this word is a noun, for example. It's telling us that it can be used as a countable noun or as an uncountable noun too. It is also giving us definition of the word, right? A word or phrase to use to avoid. So what we can conclude from this is that we do have information about the pronunciation of the words. Students then need to pronounce the word. They need to learn how to pronounce the words. They need to be provided with a model of how to pronounce these words. They're also given some sort of grammatical information about the word, right? What is it? Is it a noun? Is it a verb? Is it an adjective? Is it an adverb? And students are also given the definition of the word. So if all these things are present here, it's because they're all important, right? So when we're teaching, when we're presenting our students with new words, when we're teaching vocabulary, we need to make sure that we teach our students how to pronounce the words, we teach the students how to use the word correctly, and this has to do with form, right? The grammatical information about the word, and also the meaning of the word, which also has to do with the definition of the word. So again, meaning, form, and pronunciation play an important role when it comes to teaching vocabulary. Things for us to consider, right? Okay, so I have 2 questions for you, just for us to wrap it up. So what does it mean then to know a word, for example? What do you need to know in order to use a word productively in speaking or writing? So again, as I was just saying, students, they need to know the spelling of the words, the phonemic, the pronunciation of that word. They need to be given information about